Welcome, curious minds, to the deep dive. Today, we're setting our sights on a place that sounds truly special. Our sources describe it as Nepal's natural jewel. We're talking about Pokhara. And our mission really is to get under the skin of this city, to understand why it draws people in so much travelers, locals, everyone. It's painted as this almost like stepping into a different reality, away from all the usual noise.
Exactly. We've got this really vivid description of Pokhara to work from.
Yeah.
And the idea is to pull out what makes it so captivating. Which leads to the first big question, I suppose. What actually creates that feeling, that sense of being, well, a different world?
That's the core of it, isn't it? We'll be looking at those incredible mountain reflections, the whole rhythm of life there, and how it manages to be this place for both serious adventure and just quiet retreat. Okay, let's dive in and see if we can capture some of that Pokhara magic. Right, first things first. Location. We need to place this natural jewel on the map. Where exactly is Pokhara?
Okay, so it's in central Nepal, geographically about 200 kilometers west of Kathmandu, give or take.
200 kilometers west.
Okay, and that distance, that separation from Kathmandu is actually really key right from the start. The source material straight up says Pokhara feels like a different world compared to the capital.
A different world. How, though? What's the contrast?
Well, think Kathmandu vibrant, intense, maybe a bit chaotic, right? Pokhara, on the other hand, is described as just quieter, definitely greener, more open, and with a much more relaxed feeling overall. This difference isn't just incidental. It seems foundational to Pokhara's identity. It's like the city itself exhales.
An exhale. I like that. It really helps frame that description, country's natural jewel. It sets an expectation of peace, almost.
Exactly. It's not just a pretty label. It suggests its inherent tranquility, this deep connection to the natural setting that defines the experience there.
So let's talk about that setting. The sources seem to really focus on Fuel Lake as the heart of it all.
Absolutely. Fuel Lake is central. Picture this. These brightly colored wooden boats
Yeah.
drifting on the water. And it's not just the boats, it's the reflections. The sky, the hills, everything mirrored on the surface. It sounds incredibly serene.
Serene, yeah. But there's something else looming large, isn't there? The mountains.
Oh, definitely. The backdrop is just staggering. We're talking about the Annapurna Range and Makapachir Fishtail Mountain. The source says on clear mornings they look impossibly close.
Impossibly close.
Yeah, like they're literally rising straight out of the valley floor right in front of you. It's hard to even imagine that scale. And this isn't just scenery, it's a constant presence. It shapes everything.
How so? What's the impact of having these giants always there?
Well, it means nature isn't something you go to visit. It's part of daily life. Always visible, always, within reach. It creates this profound visual shore, but also an emotional connection. It grounds the place. That phrase from the source, nature is always just within reach, really captures it. It's physically and maybe even spiritually present.
You can almost feel the air being clearer just thinking about it. That immense scale. It must influence the pace of life, too.
It seems to. The sources are clear. Life in Pokhara moves at a slower pace, even in the main tourist area.
Lakeside. That's the main strip, right? With the cafes and shops.
That's the one, Lakeside. It has all the infrastructure for tourism, guest houses, trekking shops, restaurants, the lot. But here's the interesting thing.
What's that?
According to our sources, even with all that activity, Lakeside never loses its laid-back vibe.
That is interesting. How does it manage that? Most tourist hubs get pretty frantic.
That's the fascinating part. Pokhara seems to have struck this balance. Maybe it's the influence of the mountains or just the local culture, but it avoids that frenetic energy you see elsewhere. Things happen, businesses run, but it's without that constant rush. It suggests a different approach to life, maybe. Less urgency, more appreciation for the moment, perhaps influenced by the surroundings.
A blend of commerce and calm. That's quite unique.
Very unique. It manages to be a hub without sacrificing its soul, it seems.
Okay, so the town itself has this relaxed vibe. But what about outside the main lakeside area? The sources mention other attractions.
Oh, absolutely. Just beyond the town, you've got waterfalls, caves, lots of natural spots to explore, and viewpoints. Sarangkot is mentioned specifically.
Sarangkot rings a bell, famous for sunrises.
Exactly. Renowned for its incredible sunrise views over the Himalayas. Imagine seeing those peaks catch the first light.
Wow. And it's not just about looking, right? There's adventure to be had, too.
Definitely. Pokhara is a major hub for adventure seekers. The source lists things like paragliding,
Soaring over the valley.
right, and rafting on the rivers nearby,
Yeah.
real adrenaline stuff. Plus, crucially, it's the main starting point, the gateway for treks into the Annapurna region.
Some of the most famous treks in the world start there, don't they?
They do. Annapurna Base Camp, the Annapurna Circuit.
Mm.
People come from all over for those.
Yeah.
So you have this whole spectrum from quietly paddling on the lake to, multi-week high-altitude trekking. It all ties back to that theme. Nature is accessible, whether you want peace or a serious challenge.
That blend again. Serenity and adventure side by side. But here's something that really stood out to me from the reading. The source makes a point of saying, yet Pokhara is not only for travelers.
Ah, yes, that's a really important point. It broadens the picture significantly.
What does it mean for Pokhara being important not just to tourists, but to Nepalists themselves?
It speaks volumes about the place, doesn't it? It means Pokhara isn't just an international playground. It holds deep significance locally. Our sources explain that for Nepalese, it's long been seen as a place of retreat.
A retreat from what?
Primarily, it seems, a retreat from the intensity of Kathmandu. The reasons given are pretty fundamental. Cleaner air, open spaces, and a sense of calm. Think about that. For someone living in a bustling capital, those aren't just nice-to-haves, they're essential for well-being.
Cleaner air, open space, calm. Yeah, you can see why it would be a sanctuary.
Exactly. It serves this dual role. It's a global magnet for its beauty and adventure, and it's a vital space for locals seeking respite and connection with nature. It really elevates Pokhara beyond just a destination. It's a necessary escape, a place for rejuvenation for its own people, too.
That adds such a layer of depth. It's not just beautiful, it's vital.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And it brings us back to that core feeling the source describes so well.
Yeah.
That feeling you get whether you're watching the mountains at dusk, paddling on the lake, or just walking a quiet trail. Pokhara constantly reminds you that nature is always just within reach. It's woven into the experience.
So wrapping this up, Pokhara emerges as this fascinating place of dualities. It's undeniably a hub for adventure, for pushing your limits against that incredible Himalayan backdrop. But it's equally a sanctuary, a place defined by Phua Lake's calm, the mountain's watchful presence, and that slower, more deliberate rhythm of life. Nature isn't just scenery, it is Pokhara.
It really is. And maybe the final thought to leave with, connecting it outwards, is about that idea of nature being always just within reach. In our often very disconnected, fast-paced world, what does a place like Pokhara represent? It's more than just beauty, isn't it? It's perhaps a reminder of something fundamental. We all need that sense of peace, open space, the quiet awe that nature inspires.
A reminder of balance.
Maybe? Perhaps Pokhara is a living example of how life can be integrated with the natural world, not separate from it. It's not just about escaping to nature, but living with it. A lesson, maybe, we can all take something from, regardless of where we live.
A powerful thought. Finding ways to keep nature within reach in our own lives. Well, that brings our deep dive into Pokhara to a close. Thank you for exploring Nepal's natural jewel with us. Hopefully you've gained some insight into what makes it so unique, and maybe it sparks some thoughts about finding your own moments of calm and connection wherever you are.